Hello, you wonderful learning individuals. How are you all doing today? It is so great to have you here. Thank you also so much for pressing the play button. I am Johnny, your host with HomeCountry Mathematics. Now, let us learn some math together, shall we? Alright, guys and gals, as usual, it is so great to have you here. Thank you for joining, learning along with the channel. Much love for that. You know you are appreciated. Again, you are awesome, sauceum. Okay, we are continuing. We are on Unit A. The topic is the percent proportion. This is section 1-5. Let's do this. We're going to continue on. Just give me a sec, please. Okay, I got that fixed. All right. Express each percent as a fraction. Okay, let's do this. 107%. Okay. Yes. Let me see if I can find. There we go. Okay. To convert a percentage to a fraction, place the number over 100 and simplify. Okay, that sounds easy. Let's do this. 107 being the numerator over 100. There we go. Now we have a fraction. Can we reduce? Not looking like we can. Obviously, only 100 could be divided. Well, not just 100. We could divide 50. We could divide, but we want to be able to divide with the largest value, that being 100. 107. Not so much. Okay, we have an improper fraction. And let's convert this to a mixed fraction. To do this, we simply look at the 100, the denominator, and see how many times it goes into the numerator. Okay, to do this, basically what we're doing is we're going 100 times 1 equals 100. We want to find a value here that is less than 107 without going over. If we go 100 times 2, well, obviously we're going to have 200, and that's going to be greater than 107. So that is not it. So it goes into it 1 times. All right? That is the front of our mixed fraction. The next thing we need to do is find the numerator. The second step is take this numerator and subtract it from the value that you have here. Okay? Which is 100. And we get an answer of 7. Okay, there we go. There is our numerator. So the last thing we need to do is, what is our denominator? Well, that's easy. We simply just take the value that is here and copy it. Again, the denominator is unchanged. All right, there we go. We are done. Was that not easy? Yes, it was. All right, let's go. Let's do another. Oh, interesting. This one is 0.5%. Yes, we can have decimal percents. Not exactly a good grade mark, that's for sure. Whoops! Wrong button. Oh, some days I know I could be silly. Okay, 0.5%. Obviously, 0.5 is... Here, let me do it the other way. 0.5 is less than 1. Okay? How do you know which way to put this sign? I should do videos on greater than and less than. This is the way I look at it. Myself, I guess I'm a bit old school. I look at it like it's Pac-Man. Waka, 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 waka. And Pac-Man wants to eat the biggest ghost, I guess. Huh? There we go. It happens to be 1 in this case, but... That's what I always do. It's just easy for memory's sake. So if I put 1 here, then of course, this is the way the sign's going to be. Okay, that makes sense? I hope so. Okay, so 0.5 is less than 1. It is also in fraction form 1/2. We know this naturally. I also look at this as a new monetary value. So for me, 0.5 or 0.50, I think of 50 cents. Okay? These are kind of the things I do to help memorize, right? As you're learning. All right, so we need to, like it suggests, to convert a percentage to a fraction, place the number over 100 and simplify. Okay? 0.5 over 100. All right, that's easy, right? So far, so good. What do we do next? Because we still have a decimal. And as we all know, every single fraction is a whole number numerator and a whole number denominator. It's always like this, right? That's what a real fraction is. So what do we have to do? Well, we simply just need to move the decimal place. Okay, we can do, I have this silly concept, decimal upside down leapfrogging or whatever, right? Because we are kind of jumping upside down, but anyways. I know. Silly, but that's okay. That's what we need to do. We need to move the decimal. So we need a comparison. Oh, I did that again. I don't know how I do that. What button does that? It kind of changes, it flips this. Anyways, I don't want to go off topic here. So, some kind of shortcut I have on the keyboard that changes it somehow. Okay. Okay, don't go Control X either. All right. Not every day is going to be perfect, guys and gals, but I am trying. All right, so let's do that. So with the 0.5, let's move the decimal, okay? It becomes a 5. So it went from here to here. The whole number 5, we all know the decimal is there. We don't need to place it there, but that's where it is. Okay? So what we do to the numerator, we also need to do with the denominator to make things equal. It's like a left-hand side has to equal the right-hand side. And if you're not sure how to get that value, there's another thing you could do. It's called cross multiply. But we'll do that. We'll do future examples, okay? That is another way of doing it. Here's an easier way to look at it. Just simply, we're moving the decimal place one jump, so we're going to do the same thing here. In order to be able to do that, we need to add a place filler 0. Okay, there we go. And now they are equal to each other. What's left is reducing. So now we have a nice whole number over another whole number. We have to figure out how many times does 5 go into 1,000. Well, I know that 5 times, working with numbers like this is kind of easy. So I know 5 times 2 equals 10. All right, so what we're doing is, in a sense, we're kind of, let's see, I'll show the work. So what does 5 mean? 5 means 5 times 1. And then I could write 5 times 2. Right? So there's our 10, but we have to do something with these zeros, right? So we take the zeros and essentially move them to here. They belong with the 200 because they still exist. It's not like they just disappeared, you know? So that's what we need to do. We've dealt with the 10. That's right here. Okay? What's left is 2 zeros. And that belongs to our 2. So that is 5 times 200 equals 1,000. You could do the long work if you like. All right, this is exactly what we want. We want to be able to cancel, right? So 5 divided by 5 equals 1. We're essentially canceling, right? Any value multiplied by 1 is just going to return to us the same value, correct? So what are we left with? We're left with 1 over 200. And there is 0.5% in fraction form. All right, how are we doing for time? Not so bad. Okay, perfect. Let's go over another concept quickly. We're gonna get into another topic. Again, so what we've done is converting a percentage to a fraction, all right? Right? There we go. continuing on, in the percentage proportion, don't worry about the words. They're just big fancy words. The more important thing is to, you know of the word. The main purpose here or goal is to know the process, right? Let's focus on the process more so than the big fancy words. Okay? The ratio, okay, so in the percent proportion, the ratio of a part of something, part, to the whole, base, is equal to the percent written as a fraction. So this is what they mean. So part, actually, I'm going to do this instead. It will save some time. All right. Plus, it's a lot nicer, a little more legible, a lot more legible. There we go. Okay. In the percent proportion, that's the part I just read. Part base equals P over 100%. Example, the part is 10, 25% is P, and then the base would be 40. So 10 over 40 would equal 25%. We could show the work. I guess we can. Let's see. All right, let's show the work. So the fraction, the part is 10. Okay, it's a part of it. All right, the whole. So it's kind of, think of it like a grade, right? An exam mark. It's not exactly the best exam mark, but at least you're trying. That's more than what most do, okay? Stay motivated. We're all here to support you. I support you. And I'm enjoying helping you learn and grow. Okay? I love this. Math is fun for me. I just need to focus a little better is all. All right, 10 is the part. Base is 40. So we can pretend it's in a hypothetical grade, an exam grade, okay? I guess I could do it like that. So this is kind of would be the cross multiply part. I don't know if I should teach that now. I almost feel like that should be a video on its own, but it's not so bad. We could easily do this on a calculator to figure it out. We know that, right? We could go 10 divided by 40. Oh, we could also see it visually. Haha, look at that. Let me show you some easy canceling. You could do this with zeros as well. So we're reducing, right? If I was to factor this, I would have to use 2, I guess. 2. Yeah, I'd have to use 2. 2 is the only thing I could use right now. 2 times 5 is 10. And then 2 times 20 gives us 40. Okay, that cancels the 2's. Now this works out nicely because now I could actually use 10. I should have been wiser. Should have just used 10, right? But that's okay. Let's do the extra work. So now we have 5. What does 5 mean? 5 means 5 times 1. And then we have 5 times 4, which gives us 20. Okay, and there's our canceling. So what are we left with? We're left with 1/4. Okay? So we all know what 1/4 is. If you think of money in a monetary sense, we know a quarter is 25 cents. In decimal value or decimal form, that's what it is. Okay? All right. So going back to this, I showed you how to kind of factor quickly, but you can also do this. You could literally cancel zeros. When you have numbers like this, 100 over 400, right? Numbers that have zeros, I'll put an extra 0. I can't wait to get a pen. It'd be so much easier. But anyways, I could actually cancel zeros, but you have to match. Okay, 1 0 1 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. What are we left with? This is equal to 1 over 40. Okay? This is just a side example, okay? A side example. All right, so you can literally do that. Save a lot of time and effort too, or as well. The other way to do this is an unknown, right? I have this cross multiplication thing, and I wonder if we should do it now. We could, I guess. All right, it's called cross multiply. Okay, x is unknown, right? That's the unknown. We know the 10. We know our hypothetical exam grade is 10. There was 40 questions. We want to know what it is in fraction form. Okay? This is how we do it. Cross multiply. I always put the variable on the left-hand side. Again, it's the same concept. It's a balancing game, right? Mathematics is kind of like a balancing game. To make things balanced, one side has to equal another side. Really, that's mathematics in a nutshell. Okay? So that we go 40 times, so that's the cross multiply. Notice I say multiply, cross multiply. Okay? So our left-hand side is going to be 40 times x. It's equal to, cross multiply the other side now, 10 times 100. Okay? So to get rid of the x, we have to, it's called isolating. The easiest, quickest way to do it is just divide both sides by 40. It's no different than finding that common number when we're factoring with fractions. It's similar. Again, mathematics is a balancing game, right? Left side equals right hand side. So here we go. Now we're canceling. Okay, so we're left with x equals 10 times 100 all divided by 40. I can still cancel a 0 here, guys and gals. I should be able to. We're at multiplying and dividing. They kind of work nicely together. So I think we can get away with this. I'm going to cancel a 0. Okay, so what are we left with? 1 times 100. Let me just show you the work. I'm going to bring it all up here. We're left with 1 bracket 100 all divided by 4. Okay, this is x, right? So x is going to equal 100 divided by 4. I could show the long work, right? 2 times, right? Get as close to 10 without going over. That's 2 times. Subtracting, bring down to 0. I'm just doing quick long division. What times 4 gives us 20? Well, that's 5. Okay, and then we end up with the remainder of 0. Okay, long division. You know, it's easy numbers. We could all do this, guys and gals. Okay, I believe in you. So 25 is our answer. That's doing it without using a calculator. So x is equal to 25. That's cross multiply. Cross. I wish I had a pen. This would be a lot easier. I do have decent penmanship, but blah, 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 blah. Cross multiply. but I'm using a mouse, okay? So bear with me. Thank you for your patience and understanding. All right, that's it. I'm going to end it at that. We're kind of in overtime now. And stay tuned. We'll do more of these. Cross multiply is fun. If you want to find unknown values, you could actually use this um, percent proportion or ratio proportion concept. It really works nice. All right, guys and gals, I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. You are golden. And talk to you later.